Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out the Irem Collection, Volume 1, running on Nintendo Switch. It's very loud. Alright, so we got Image Fight, the arcade version, and the PC Engine version, and the NES version, Famicom version. Oh, I mean, I'm already impressed. This is pretty complete. We have Image Fight 2, this is the PC Engine version, but not the arcade version. Which is okay because the PC Engine version is superior. We've got X Multiply and the Japanese arcade version. Interesting set of games to include in the Irem Collection. I would have thought R-Type would be in Volume 1, but yeah, they're starting with Image Fight, which is okay. Again, for me, Image Fight, the PC Engine version is superior. I enjoyed that one the most. But no denying Image Fight, the arcade version is also a great game. Okay, so no wallpaper as default, that's awesome. I don't know why you'd want to play black and white, or BGR, or BRG. Oh, I guess that's if you're colorblind. We can have some shaders if we want. Arcade glow. Same boy. We'll do the crispy filter. It's the default. Cheats? Oh, you can be invincible? I mean, that kind of ruins the whole point of the game, right? We have to control auto shot, pod, auto pod, speed change. Okay, good. I mean, that's a good setup. Let's see, standard mode. Pick this mode to explore the game and have fun. Control enhancement, save states, rewind, cheats, and dip switches. And arcade mode. Control enhancements, dip switches, achievements. Oh, okay, so there's an updated mode for modern audiences. But no achievements in standard mode. Yeah, every Irem game out there, especially in their shmups, absolutely love them, but not good at them. Yeah, it's a shame that Irem couldn't survive in the modern world. You know, they had a lot of classic, memorable series, which I hope they explore. I hope there's quite a few of these collections, because they have a pretty rich history, you know, both in the home market and in the arcade. I mean, this is certainly how I remember it. God, I'm terrible at this. I mean, Irem games were certainly known for their difficulty. And their arcade games were you know, especially difficult. Not at the point where it was like complete cheating, like in a Konami game. But pretty damn hard. Yeah, I mean, I've only made it like in the first 3 feet of the game. I had to continue. God. But par for the course. Okay, it's our game. And I think all these games are also available as part of Arcade Archives, you know, as separately. But this package of games is only $24.99, so I think they got the pricing right finally. And having the bonus of the home versions as well, you know, and not just the arcade versions, I think it was a wise move. Because there are a lot of people out there who weren't necessarily into the arcade scene for one reason or another, and their fond memories are for the home versions. I mean, that's not me. Like, I pretty much have memories of the arcade versions of all the games, and the home versions, you know, I wouldn't play until later. Sometimes much later. And in the case of you know, a North American, you know, there's a lot of these home versions which we never saw. I mean, we never got the opportunity to play the PC Engine version of this. But the arcade version was available, at least in my area. You know, and that's the bad thing about the your arcade memories, is that you know, your arcade may not have had a game that was actually available, you know, in different parts of the country. PC Engine version, my favorite version. Although again, hard, not quite as hard as the arcade original, but pretty hard. And since it's, you know, it's not Tate mode, it's just straight up 4-3. You know, the patterns are a little different. I mean, they had to change a little bit since you don't have all that room at the top of the screen. You know, unfortunately, in North America, we didn't really get to experience the joy of the PC Engine to a large extent. You know, as it came over with the TurboGrafx 16, you know, a lot of those, you know, great games just did not make it over here. And again, very decent graphics for the home market. You know, obviously it couldn't be exactly like the arcade version, but really pretty good. PC Engine was quite the machine. Yeah, I think I had to. Well, I know I had to import this game, and I remember being like, I think it was like $70 or $80, and this was money in the '90s, right? So it was certainly not cheap to import games in the days of the TurboGrafx in North America. Boy, was it worth it! It was worth playing this stuff that nobody else had available, and it being such high quality. It wasn't just bragging rights. You were actually getting to play something which was just really, really good. Yeah, I'm surprised to see this collection, although I'm happy it's here. Younger audiences aren't going to, they aren't able to appreciate, these games. There's no legacy of them living on. The series are long dead. And really the only way to play these games now in a modern setting is through these collections. And again, I hope to see more of these. Irem certainly deserves a place in gaming history for making some of the best games developed of all time. And as a shmup fan, this is going to be one of those games as well. The level of detail, the playability, the graphics for the time. I mean, really now they still look good. I'll say the TurboGrafx has aged pretty well. Maybe some people aren't into the PCM sound. Maybe they prefer the lower tones of the FM sound chip from the Mega Drive. Personally, I prefer the way things sound on the PC Engine. As much as I love low frequencies, I just thought they did so much more with the PC Engine. And it did help that they had 2 extra sound channels as well. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I do like the Mega Drive. I just don't like it as much. But there's no denying, the Mega Drive had just a cavalcade of great games. I know, here I am just playing the game. I'm getting a little too into it. Yeah, let's check out the other stuff. Then the NES version, which I have not played a lot of. Again, I wasn't really big into the NES. Our family couldn't afford it, quite frankly. It wasn't that I was into it, but, you know, we're going to be just honest around here. So a lot of NES stuff I really didn't get to play until much later. But, you know, once I was able to work and got a work permit and could afford to go out and get a job, then I was able to buy my own games. Well, this is really not bad at all. I mean, this is pretty impressive. But you can kind of see why I really didn't go back to the NES for a while once I could afford a TurboGrafx. I mean, just the quality was so much higher. And I did play a fair number of NES games, you know, back when, you know, there were such a things as rental stores. You know, we could rent NESs and could play them over a weekend. So I got to experience a lot of good stuff. Just not for like a long period of time. Yeah, this is a very decent conversion. Yeah, I think I would have been happy with this during the NES era. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Again, considering the power of the NES, I mean, this is doing pretty well for itself. Ooh. Yeah, that's a really decent version of the game. I'm surprised it's done so well, honestly. That NES sound though, it's kind of hard to listen to that. Oh, we have the Japanese version of the arcade game and the Famicom version. Interesting. Was this on disc? I don't remember if this was disc or cartridge. I don't imagine this is too terribly different. I mean, the presentation's a little different. Interesting, the frame rate drops a little bit there. I don't recall that having the same problem in the North American version. I mean, again, it's largely the same, but it's nice that they have it. You know, they have the different versions in here for completeness sake. Yeah, I mean, it's cool to see. I don't know if I'd play the Famicom version over the North American version, though. Unless there's something special about it. Same thing with the Japanese arcade version. Again, I think they're largely the same. Oh my god. It's so much harder than the home versions. But not impossible. You know, I think that was the thing about these arcade versions. Is that yes, they were meant to take your money, you know, rather ruthlessly at times, but they still had some element of fairness to them, at least in the opening couple levels. Maybe that's not true later on. I'm not making a good show of it, though. Yeah, I think that's largely the same. If there are details in the Japanese version. arcade version, then it's not really immediately obvious. You know, outside of some of the text being in Japanese. I do find it interesting that Image Fight 2 Arcade is not in here. That it's only the PC Engine version, or I guess it would be the PC CD version. Well, I hope it would be the PC CD version. Oh yeah.
西暦2048年7月18日、ムーンベースマザーコンピューターマリコは断末
Oh,
魔
it's
の叫
translated.
びを上
I
げて沈
don't
黙し
think
た。
this was in English when
人類には再び平和が戻り、
on the original release.
人々は荒れ果てた地球の復興に全力を尽くし、そして
Huh, that's pretty
3
cool.
年の歳月が流れた。最初に異変を探知したのは土星天王星間軌道に設置された外宇宙探査人工惑星であった。いて座方向中域に強力な空間の歪みとともに
どうだレイ君。
Oh man,
何か
the
感じ
PC
か
Engine CD.
ええ、感じます。
These days were so good.
2ポイント10の方向、かなり離れてますが。
All the CD technology bringing in these
ほ
cutscenes.
ぼこの軌道で間違いなかろう。
You know, maybe not fully
やっ
animated,
と
but
捕
well
まえたぞ
animated.
どうす
Again, notoriously difficult game, but also incredibly well made. Yeah, and all these Red Book audio soundtracks. Cool stuff. What am I doing? Okay, I need some practice, obviously. But definitely highly recommend it. I said the PC Engine CD version is just really, really good. And again, glad it's here. I do find it odd that the arcade version isn't here, but you know, if you couldn't include it, then that's a good alternative. All right, X multiply. Yeah, another hidden gem. I don't, unfortunately, I don't think this was distributed as well as Irem's other games. You know, different take on their R-Type formula. realize they sort of adapted a bit of Gradius with this one. But look at the detail in these graphics. I mean, they're just really well done. Definitely have that girl's biomechanical look to it. Or in this case, just bio. Not so much mechanical. Like I said, very Gradius-like. Yeah, I think there is something to be said about this era of gaming where you had, you know, these sophisticated arcade machines. You know, they were items that you couldn't purchase. You know, the only way to experience them was to go to an arcade. And so you'd have these home versions, which you know, they had sometimes, you know, inferior versions of the game. And, the only way to truly enjoy the you know, the best version would be the be a version that you couldn't own and have at home conveniently whenever you wanted. I think that's the thing that made the arcade games special, and also having them have, you know, their own pieces of the technology driving it. You know, so you get the you know, the super awesome shmup or arcade racer that you just couldn't get at home. Of course, it's not all roses. Obviously, I mean, I use many a broken arcade machine. And sometimes smelly, sweaty arcades were not the best way to enjoy a game, depending on what night it was and who was there. I don't think this ever got a home version, right? Definitely an arcade version. I think there might have been a version for the Sharp 68000. Potentially like an FM Towns version, but nothing for the console, I don't believe. I think this game would have been very difficult for consoles at the time to really replicate. I'm sure they could have pulled it off with the PC engine, you know, potentially the Mega Drive. But again, you know, but it would have been, you know, severely sacrificed in the visuals. you know, they'd have to change, you know, the number of enemies on the screen, and I think it probably could have probably been done, but unfortunately, I guess it never happened. Oh, God. Okay, this is largely the same. Again, just for the sake of completeness, you put it in here. I think it's nice. Oh my God. Shmups are hard, you know? People are challenged nowadays from, you know, from software Dark Souls games, but boy, I tell ya, the early days of gaming were not easy. You know, and every game was hard. It wasn't just certain games. But at the same time, you know, I think that also made games daunting, you know. Eventually games had to become easier for more people to enjoy them. You know, you don't want your form of entertainment to be exclusive to only the hardcore crowd. You know, they can't survive that way. Vagina eyeballs everywhere. Watch out. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is on Apostrophe. You've been watching the Irem Collection, Volume 1, running on Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I think this is excellent. It's nice to see these games getting the Darius Cosmic Collection treatment, meaning that you get multiple versions of the game, and you get to play kind of different regions of the game. Not every game, obviously. Image Fight 2, for some reason, got left out of that fun time, but I think you can get the archives version of Image Fight 2 if you really want to play the arcade version. But it's nice. It's nice that these games are here. You have 3 different games, but then you have multiple versions of some of these games, you know, from different regions and, you know, different platforms. And it's all at a pretty reasonable price. You know, $25 for all of this. I think it's a good value. So definitely check it out if you're you know, if you're into these classic games, these classic shmups, these harder than hell shmups, and maybe you can appreciate you know, how easy games are nowadays, you know, how easy they get into, and you know, how you can play through a good chunk of them, you know, without having to worry about your life. But yeah, I think they still stand the test of time, as long as you understand the mindset of the games, and you don't let yourself get too frustrated. But the emulation's really good, and I think they represent their era pretty well. You have some good image processing options as well, and yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. Check it out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.